All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 297 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Good boy, my ass.
And we're back broadcasting once again from deep underneath a nondescript home in suburban Pennsylvania. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And all that jazz. Hope you're doing well. Hope your little corner of the world is as fine as my corner. I have no complaints about my corner. Well, that's not true. I've always got a little bit of... I've always got my grievances. I tell you one, right off the top of my head, this one's burning hot. This is a burning hot grievance, fresh out of the oven. All right. So, this band that I've been excited about going to see, Wussy. This band. They are one of the best bands of the last 20 years, and I love them. And nobody knows who they are. They're not popular, but that doesn't matter because people don't know what the hell they're talking about. Popular does not equal good, and good does not equal popular. Right? Are we on the same page here? All right. Anyway, Wussy. I love them, and had an opportunity to see them on a living room tour. So they're at a venue in Philly on Thursday, right? And I think they only sold 40 tickets, 35 or 40. It's a very limited. I got 2 of them. Super excited. Take the older boy down there. And we're going to see them, and I was excited, and I am excited. However, there's a complication, all right? So I'm watching these playoffs, these baseball playoffs, and the Phillies just keep winning and winning. They won 87 games during the regular season. Now they're a juggernaut in the playoffs. I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, that happens. That happens in sports, and especially in baseball. Right? If you get everybody healthy at the same time, everybody's playing, up to their potential, all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're winning a bunch of games. So anyway, they're in the World Series, right? I'm like, I don't want to. Is this show? The other day I checked to see, is this show on one of those nights where there's a game down there? I looked, it said, nope, that's a travel day. I'm like, whew, all right, I'm off the hook. So that Thursday is a travel day. That's the day that they're going to travel back to Houston. They're only going to play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Philly. And then, if necessary, as they say, if necessary, they'll go back to Houston to play, and they will travel on Thursday. Like, that's perfect. That couldn't have been more perfect, right? Well, you know what's happened? Monday night, they got rained out. The game was rained out on Monday, so they shoved everything back to instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Thursday night, they're playing in Philly, that wild-ass city, where, I don't know what to do. I'm seriously thinking about not going. It's 6 miles from the stadium. On a normal day, it's horrible driving down there because the roads were built back when Ben Franklin was around. It's not easy to navigate that place. Every road's a one-way street. Every street's a one-way street. They're narrow. It sucks. It's not fun to go down there. It's a giant hassle. There's no place to park. Just think if there's a World Series game going on. And it could be the last one for all I know. That could be the one. That could be the one, if the Phillies keep playing like they play, that could be the final game. Or even if it's not. It's going to be a crush of people. Parking will probably cost $100. Oh, so freaking irritating. Why can't anything work for me? It's all about me. Why can't I just do something and it works smoothly? Why? Like this Myrtle Beach trip, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. We had all kinds of problems leading up to that. We had to pay $800 and some for a plumbing repair. One of the boys got COVID. I don't know. There was other issues too. I don't remember. Oh, Tony lost her job. Well, that small little thing. It's like everything you do it can't just go smoothly. I don't know if I'm going to go. I might just blow the whole thing off. The band is wussy. I feel like a wussy for blowing it off. The previous band that guy was in was the Ass Ponies. I also feel like an ass pony. I feel like a wussy for not wanting to get in the middle of that mess. And I feel like kind of like an ass pony too. Anyway. So I wanted to quickly tell you about the Myrtle Beach trip today. I don't want to go into great detail because there's nobody wants to look at your vacation pictures, But I'll briefly give you an overview. I did talk about the Asheville portion in the previous previous episode, which was over on the Patreon side. That was a beer spangled. That place is the beer capital of the East, maybe the beer capital of America. I don't want to redo the whole episode, but there were 3 places I mentioned in that episode. There were 3 places that blew my mind. These breweries. The place is full of breweries. There's between 40 and 50 breweries in Asheville, and in and around Asheville, right? And they're all kick ass, I mean, they make some of the best beer in the world in Asheville, North Carolina. And all these places are like really cool to visit. Some of them are funky and strange and unusual. They're awesome. It's like you could go. They have beercations. People go on vacation just to drink beer and visit these breweries in Asheville. I mean, that's a thing down there. Beercation. I mean, it's like it's insane. But anyway, so there were 3, and I mentioned there were 3 of them that blew my mind. We went to 8. In 2 days. We went to 8 breweries, and 3 of them just blew me away. And I only mentioned 2 in the episode. I forgot to mention the 3rd one. The first one was Sierra Nevada. That place is unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like a temple. It's a temple built in tribute to hops and barley. It's out in the middle of. I don't want to go into it, but that place. That is a must visit if you're into the craft beer and any of that stuff. That is a must. That is number 1. Number 2, New Belgium. I don't know. I'm not ranking these. I will rank Sierra Nevada number 1 because that was the one that really blew me away. I talk about it in the previous episode. You can listen to it if you want to. I'm not going to go into great detail, but Sierra Nevada was a mind blower. I mean, that place is incredible. All right, the next is New Belgium. Place was also cool, huge. Like they have a bunch of grounds. They own acreage around these things. And there's a lot of outdoor seating. It's overlooking a river. It's unbelievable. Like, they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars making these places. And then the 3rd one, which I did not mention, was Highland. That place, that's the original one. That's the original craft beer in Asheville. I think that's the first one. I think they've been around since 1994, back before they even had craft beer, really. They were the first one. And I remember going to a Highland brewery downtown. It was just like a little restaurant. And you could go in there and get burgers and stuff, and they made their own beer on the side, And it was good. That was back a million years ago, back when we lived in Atlanta and stuff. But now they own this big, gigantic complex, and they have this. There's this big building where they manufacture the beer, and there's a restaurant in there. It's all high end. There was like a wedding going on, or like a wedding party or something going on when we were there. They have like a big meeting room, like a ballroom type place. And then over to the right outside is this place called the Meadow, and you walk through these iron gates, and it's just this open space. There's some trees near the back, They're not tight. There's a few trees here and there. There's picnic tables all over. There's beer stands. There's food. And there's a stage. There was a band up there playing reggae when we were there. And there was families out there, dogs. Everybody's just having a good time. Kids running around. People drinking the Highland brews. Oh my God! It's like everywhere you go. Like everywhere you go, it's a mind blower. Asheville is something else. If you're into beer or even if you're not, that place is kick ass. Asheville's a great place. Unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to live there. We looked it up. It's like cost prohibitive, as they say. So anyway, the Myrtle Beach trip. I'll give you the highlights. We went Myrtle Beach. When we go down there, we stay at the same place. We always ask for a high floor. This time we were on the 19th floor. There's 20, so you couldn't get much higher. We're on the 19th floor, facing the ocean. We loved the highlights, or the main thrust of these vacations are they have the balcony that you can sit out on. It's a big giant balcony, and just stare straight out the ocean. The ocean's right there, and that's awesome. And that you can go down there and just clear your head, just doing that, just that part of it. I'm not going to go down there and I'm not going to put on a Speedo, and go lay down on the beach, because if I did that, there would probably be, kids would be crying, adults would be throwing up. You know what I mean? That's not something nobody would benefit from such a thing. I'm not big on the beach side of things. I just like going down there, sitting on that balcony and looking out at the beach. And I like walking on the beach at night or in the evening, not when the sun's blazing down. And I love it. It's like it gets your head, I came back from that thing and, feeling invigorated. Is that a right word? Invigorated. That sounds off, but it's accurate, I think. I went back to work and I felt like I felt good, and I got a lot of work done. I was powering through. I was refreshed. So anyway, that's one of the main things is looking at, just sitting out on that balcony, having a few adult beverages maybe in the evening, and just looking at the ocean and talking and just getting your head straight. All right, and the other one is the food, of course. There's countless restaurants around Myrtle Beach. And we have our favorites, but we always try to go to some new ones. All right, so I got them listed. These are the new ones. These are the ones we never been to before. And I'll tell you the ones we always go to in a second. We went to breakfast 3 mornings in a row at Blueberry's Grill. Blueberry's Grill. It feels like it should be Blueberry Grill, but it's Blueberries with an apostrophe S. That place is kicking. It's just I don't know. It's kind of fancy pants breakfast. Not too fancy pants, but it was really good. Everything tastes fresh. It's really popular. You have to wait every time. Great place. We went there. Tony was like, we have to go to this Blueberry's Grill. I read so much about it. She does all the research on these places. I said, sounds good to me. We liked it so much we went 3 mornings in a row, right? So that place is kicking. You should, if you like going to breakfast when you're on vacation, Blueberry's Grill, highly, highly recommended. We went to a place called Grand Strand Brewing. It's a brew pub. We didn't eat anything there. We just had beer. That was new to us. We went there twice. That place is really cool. We went to a place called Sun City Cafe. This is another one off the beaten path. Another one that Tony found out about, and she said we should check this out, right? Sun City Cafe. It was on this side street. It's not right in the heart of everything, but it's not far. It's just a quick walk from the heart of everything on some side street. And I was like, what is that? What is it? And she said, I don't know, they have burritos and stuff. I said, that doesn't even sound like a Mexican. Sun City Cafe. So, okay, so we went in there. It's this funky it's a small little restaurant, and they sold like burritos and tacos and stuff. And we got this thing, both of us got this thing called the knife and fork taco, right? It was this huge taco, on a tortilla, like a giant, like the tortilla you would use for a burrito. It's like this big giant taco. You couldn't eat it like a regular taco. I mean, it was loaded up, right? So basically, it was just sitting on your plate, and you just had to cut it up and eat it. Knife and fork taco, unbelievably good, like kick ass. I was like, oh my god. So she's real good about finding these off the beaten path places. I said, how long you guys been here? Because I never even heard of the place, and I know a thing or two about Myrtle Beach. I know my thing. I know Myrtle Beach. So how long you guys been here? She said 21 years. So okay. I said, you guys do pretty well? She goes, yeah. The locals really like us, and they support us. I said, that sounds great, man. It was crowded when we were in there. Fantastic. Sun City Cafe, highly recommended. What else we do? We went to a place called Crooked Hammock Brewing over in, what's that place called? I don't know. Barefoot Landing or something. It was good, I guess. I mean, it was what you expect. It was a brewery. I think they're based in, like, New Hampshire or something. It's like a chain. Crooked Hammock. It was good. I don't have any problem with that. What else? One day we went off to this place. Another thing we do is we try to find an area down there where we might want to retire. So we had it in our head that we might like this place called Little River. It's north of North Myrtle Beach. It's up north. And we had it in our head. We did some research on it, and it sounded like something we might. The prices are a little bit lower, but it's still close to the ocean, and you could, So we went up there one day, and we didn't like it. We didn't get the vibes. The vibes were off. I mean, neither one of us wanted to say it because we didn't know how the other one felt. And Tony was like, "What do you think?" I'm like, I don't know about this place. She goes, I was thinking the same thing. So, I don't know. It just felt like you're too far out, and there was like nothing to do out there. I don't want to live somewhere where there's nothing to do. I want to be able to, I don't want to be right in the heart of it, but I want it to be a vibrant place, And I don't want to be right in the heart of Myrtle Beach, obviously, but I would like to be somewhere where there's restaurants and bars and nice grocery stores and, that kind of stuff. I didn't see jack shit around there. And it felt a little rednecky, There was, it had a very redneck vibe to it. And I was like, I don't think this is for us, really. I mean, I don't have any problem with the rednecks. But I don't know. It's not really what I want, I want something where you can like almost, if not walk, drive maybe like a mile and be so, have restaurants and bars and stuff. This didn't have anything, There's like a Dollar General out there, like a Food Lion, like this place. And it wasn't even a big Food Lion. It was one of those ones that looked like from the 80s or something. Ugh. Well, we weren't big fans, and we looked at some housing out there. They're building these fancy, developments out there, but there's nothing to support it. I mean, that probably will come in time. I don't know. This might be the time to buy out there, and then all that stuff will build up around it, right? I'm not willing to take the chance. So we didn't have a very good vibe about that Little River. However, we stopped at this place called Mama Jean's Home Cooking. Mama Jean's Home Cooking. And we went in there, and it was like a buffet type thing. Well, it was like a cafeteria. It was set up like a buffet, but you only got one serving, and they served it. Like you went up there, and you say, what's that? The guy in front of me goes, what's that? And she goes, liver and onions. He goes, oh, God. Started laughing. He just looked at me like, what are you laughing at, buddy? So anyway, they had like fried chicken. They had, various. So it's basically you pick one meat, you pick 3 sides. They put it on a plate for you. You pay for it and you go eat it. It's not an all-you-can-eat thing. Mama Jean's home cooking. I looked at that fried chicken. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like to dismantle a piece. I don't like to dismantle a fowl. I don't like stripping meat off the skeleton of a bird for my lunch. And they had like some kind of like grilled chicken breast or something. It looked dry. I don't know. I said, I think I'm just going to go with the vegetable plate. And when I say vegetable, there's a lot of leeway there. In fact, the first thing I chose, I got mashed potatoes and gravy. I got macaroni and cheese. In the South, that's a vegetable. I got collard greens and boiled, what do you call that stuff? Boiled cabbage, and sweet tea. That's what I had. It was fan-flapping-tastic. Everything was delicious, It was really good. But that was the best thing about Little River that we experienced. So those were the ones we went to. Those were new ones. The one that we really liked were the Blueberries was awesome, and that Sun City Cafe was awesome. Grand Strand Brewing was good. We didn't have any food there, but they had good beer. And Crooked Hammock, take it or leave it. I don't know. So what else? The ones that we always go to, and we always have to go to, is Big Mike's Soul Food. That place is awesome. I mean, we go there every time. Really good. Looks like a shack on the outside. Really good food in there. River City Cafe. That place is a must. It's burgers and stuff, and really good. It's a must. And this place called Nacho Hippo, which we really like. It's nachos. It's a restaurant built around built around nachos. So you can order an entree that's just nachos for yourself. You can order a big giant honkin' plate that can be shared. They have 1,000 different toppings that you can put on it. It's like build your own nachos. It's really good. The only downside about that place is they have a terrible beer list. And I remember, this is not new, right? Every time we go there, and we go there every time, I'm like, why do you guys have such a shit list of beer? They have nothing. It's just crap. It's like Michelob Ultra, and stuff like that. I got something. I was like, I don't know. I said, Tony's like, I'm just going to get a margarita. The hell with it. I'm not drinking any of that. So I said, I don't know. None of these beers are any good. And I said, I guess I'll just go with that Shock Top, one of those fake craft beers made by like Anheuser-Busch or some shit. I don't know. They bring it with an orange slice. It sucks. It's a piece of shit. It's like drinking dishwater, But I don't have anything else. What am I going to drink? I'm going to drink like a Miller Lite. Give me a break. But anyway, the nachos are awesome. We go there every time. It's fun. It's over in this place called Market Common, which if money was no object, that's where we'd like to live. And that's a great area. So anyway, that's the list of the places. One day we did go to breakfast in the hotel. We stay at the same place every time. And up until recently, breakfast was included, right? If you rented a room for 3 nights, they'd say how many people are staying. They say 4. You get 4 breakfasts a day or something. And it was just part of the room, right? Now it's not. You have to pay, and it's not good. It's fine for free, or what you perceive as free. It's fine for that, but it's not good. And it costs like $15 or something each. We went down there one day, and it was like, I was like, what the? So we're paying for this? So we're paying $15? I mean, it's like a hotel breakfast almost. I mean, it's better than that, but I mean, they have eggs. They have it's like a buffet type thing. They have eggs and bacon and sausage and all the stuff, but it's not high quality. It's not great. And we're sitting there eating, and I was bitching about it. I'm like, this sucks. We should be back at Blueberry. So that's what we did. We went to Blueberries, and we loved it. And then the next day, Tony's like, "Why don't we just eat downstairs? Because I want to stay near the house, near the play, or near the hotel." And I said, "Okay." So we went down there. It sucked. I'm like, "We should be at Blueberries," But so these people sat down. This couple, a little bit older than us, but in the same age group. Guy's like, got some snow back home. I said, "Oh yeah." So where you live? Southern Indiana. So yeah, it sucks. So I don't know what I said. I don't know if I said it sucks. But yeah, it's snowing back there. I was talking to my daughter. It's snowing. I was like, all right. He said that like 4 times already. And then everybody that came by, we got some snow back home. It's like, all right, dude, take it down. And then the woman, right? The wife. She sits down, and she goes over there and makes 2 slices of toast. She pulls this big-ass jug of Hellmann's mayonnaise out of her purse. She travels with it, apparently. It's like a huge thing. I'm not talking about like some small little, it's not packets or anything. It's like this big, huge, like Costco Sam's size, and she puts it on there, and she makes a sandwich out of it. She makes a breakfast sandwich. And it takes her I'm sitting there watching this spectacle. It takes, upwards of 10 minutes to construct this thing. She's like putting the mayonnaise on both sides, on both slices of bread. She like stacks. It's just like she's puttering along. Like, who travels with mayonnaise? They're like, she goes, I bet she's one of these, like, I have to have Hellmann's, and if I don't have Hellmann's, if they have Miracle Whip or something, that's not good with me, So she travels with this. She pulls this big-ass jug of mayonnaise out of her purse. You ever heard of such a thing? So anyway, and they told every single person in that restaurant that it's snowing in southern Indiana. It's like, okay, well, how does that affect me? We're in South Carolina, and so are you, I might add. So anyway, that's a never. Unless it's included with the price of the room, never again. Never. That place is bullshit. All right, what else we did? One day it was cold. It was supposed to be a high of 61. Tony said, why don't we go down to Charleston? We were planning to go to Charleston out of Asheville. We were going to go to Charleston. We were going to go drive from Asheville to Charleston. We got stuck in some traffic jam. And both of us were like, why don't we just blow this off and go straight to Myrtle Beach? And so that's what we did. So we didn't go to Charleston the day we left, which was the plan. So one day it was cold. It was supposed to be a high of 61. Tony said, this might be a good day to go to Charleston. So we did. We went to Charleston. It was fine, but I haven't been there in probably 20 years. Something like that. And we used to love, that was our favorite place, one of our favorites. We loved to go to Charleston. And it was fine, but it was different than I know 20 years have passed. Like, there was this thing, they used to call it the slave market back in the day. Now they call it the historic market. It's this market right in the middle of town. It's like an open-air thing. And it used to be like they'd have vendors in there. It was almost like a flea market type thing. But now it's all fancied up. And it has, like, I don't know what they're selling in there. Gucci bags and stuff. It's like real high-end. I'm like, this is different. I like the stuff. I like the funky stuff that they used to sell in there. And now it's like all foo-foo. So, but we walked down to the Battery, and we walked around the historic area, and it was cool looking and everything. The sidewalks were all messed up, and Tony kept tripping. Thought she was going to go down. And there's, and the sidewalks are like old. Some of the buildings were built in the 1600s. We went on a tour of this house. I can't remember what it's called. I don't remember. Some guy's name. I don't know. Some guy's name. This guy owned this place, and on a whim, we went on a tour of this place, and it was cool. It was interesting. It was built in 1808. The guy made his fortune in the slave trade. Like, what the? Can't even. I don't know. Anyway, but he amassed this fortune. He built this place. He was 70 when he built it. When he moved into it, and his wife was much younger. But so it's a historic place, and you can tour it. And they're the historic, like the Charleston Historic Society or something, is working to get this thing like completely, restored back to its original. And so some of it's torn up. I guess they've been working on it since literally the 60s. But they're like real meticulous. They said they found like a postage stamp sized piece of the original wallpaper in a room. So they analyzed it. They sent it off to some laboratory somewhere, and was able to figure out what this wallpaper, what it was made of, how it was manufactured, and they recreated it. They're doing all this stuff. So we walked around in that place. That's where the rich folks lived back in the 1808, like the early 1800s. There was this chair in the master bedroom. It was called a necessary chair. It just looked like a chair with with cushions on it and stuff. And but if you lift up the cushion, I'll post a picture of this. There's like a pan in there. Sorry, I had a coughing jag. If you lift up the cushion, there's like a metal, like a bowl in there. And I sent that to my brother. I sent a picture of it to my brother. I said, "This is called a necessary chair." And he was like, "You supposed to shit in that thing?" I guess you are. I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to. You're supposed to offload something into that thing, either number one or number two. But can you imagine it's like a shallow bowl, and it's metal. I don't know if you tried to pee in that thing, standing up, there would be like splashback all over the room. It would be splashing all over the room. If you shit in that thing, well, you just like put the cushion back down, go back to bed. That's no good. That's logistically. I don't know. But anyway, they called it a necessary chair. We were laughing about that, of course. But there was this other couple in there. They were real serious. They were scholars. They would never laugh at such things. They're very interested in finding the details of this. Like, get out of town with your stupid ass. If you can't laugh at an upholstered chair with a shit catcher in it, then I don't know what to tell you. Blow it at your ass. All right, so Charleston was fun. We ate at this place called Eli's Table. You know what I got there? That's right, a BLT. It was fantastic. They had this lunch menu. I think it only had like 5 or 6 things on it. It was like real abbreviated, like a small menu, 1 page. It just had like 6 different things on it. And I got a BLT, and it was really good. And it was on sourdough and all this stuff. Eli's Table. So it was fun. It didn't have the same vibe as I remember it. It seems a little different. I mean, the historic part's cool, but I remember, I don't know, there's something off about it. I didn't enjoy it as much as to tell you the truth, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. I mean, I don't want to be a bummer. We didn't like the Little River, and Charleston was, I don't know, Tony wouldn't admit it, but I was like, I don't know. It was all right. I mean, it was fine, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd go back, to tell you the truth. I just dropped a bunch of stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, the last day we were there, I was legitimately sad. It had been such a wonderful trip. The weather was perfection, except for that one day. And the weather had been perfection. It was just so great, and my brain was like working the way it's supposed to work. I was rested. We were having great food. We were living in some kind of fantasy world where, there's not a care in the world, And then I had to go back, or we had to go back. And that last day, I was like, or the day before the last day, I was like, I can't believe tomorrow's the last day. I can't believe it. Tony said, why don't we just stay here, stay at the hotel for the most part, and, spend time out in the sun and on the beach, walking and stuff, and let's just do that on the last day, because we're going to be, I don't know when we'll be back. I said, what the hell is that supposed to mean? She goes, you don't know. I said, well, okay. So she goes, and then, I don't know, around 4 o'clock or so, we'll go back to that Grand Strand Brewing, have a couple beers, then we'll go up to that Sun City Cafe, which is right around the corner, and have dinner. It was perfect. We spent the whole days walking on the beach, hanging out down there, with the sea kitties. Oh, I didn't tell you about the sea kitties. So there's these like wild cats. They're like house cats. They're like feral. Is that how you pronounce it? Feral. They're not like leopards. They're not like wild cats. They're cats, like house cats, but they're out in the wild, right? They're always there at this place. There are always a whole bunch of them, right? And I love them. I mean, they're cute, and they're, I like having cats around. How could you'd have to have a dark soul not to like, cute cats running around. So, but the first couple days we were there, we didn't see any, and we were worried about that hurricane. I don't know if those sea kitties got washed out into the ocean. I was worried about them. And so we were going up the elevator, and there was some guy in the elevator with us. It was just the three of us. He had a like a polo shirt with the logo of the hotel there, indicating that he worked there. And I said, "So what happened?" I said, "What happened to those cats? All those cats that used to be out there?" He goes, "Are they out there again?" I said, "What?" "No." I said, "What happened to them? I haven't seen them." "Oh God." He goes, "We have them rounded up." He goes, "They just get too many of them, And I said, "Rounded up? What do you mean?" He goes, "We send them to the Humane Society." I'm like, oh God, I told Tony, I said, they gas them. They take them, they just round them up and gas them. And she said, no, they take them to the Humane Society. I said, what are they going to do with them? I said, no, you can't, they're wild. Nobody can touch them. They won't allow you to touch them, And so he was like, no, we don't, we round those things. He said, if one of those things like scratched or bit somebody, the resort would be liable and all this stuff. I'm like, what the? I said, we love the sea kitties. And he was like, well, if you love them so much, why don't you take a few of them home with you? He had some kind of southern accent. He was like some thick southern accent. He goes, well, if you love them, buddy, you take them home with you. I said, you got a bad attitude towards these. I'm thinking to myself, I didn't say that. I'm thinking to myself, you got a bad attitude about these wonderful kitties. What the hell's wrong with having some, beautiful cats running around, just adding to the day. So then a couple days later, we did see a few of them. I think we saw 4, actually. There used to be many more. Those things just, I don't know. They're just down there, having babies and whatnot. You know how wild cats are. And so anyway, the guy had a bad attitude. He's like rounding those things up and gassing them, putting them in a gas chamber. But we did see some sea kitties. I'll post pictures. Eventually, I'll post some pictures of. We did see, I think, 4 or 5 of them, running around. Not nearly as many. I don't know. They're rounding them up. I don't know if some of them got sucked out to sea in that Hurricane Ian. I don't know. But anyway, we did see a few. I don't know. So that's it in a nutshell. That last day was wonderful. It was warm. It was beautiful. The sun was shining. I was kind of sad. There was a melancholy. It's like, I don't want this to end. I like this. I like living in this parallel universe. I like living in this fantasy world. And but it had to end. And we drove back here, and it took 12 hours. My ass was mashed down to a flat pancake, and the bones were shattered, turned to dust. My butt bones were dust by the time I got back to here. And it's over, and that's it. And there's no more. And I was looking forward to this wussy show, and I don't think I'm going to go. I don't think I'm going to go down there. It's in a super secret location. I can't tell you where it is. I mean, I'm sworn to secrecy. But it's 6 miles from the frickin' baseball stadium, and there's a World Series going on in Philadelphia, of all places. Do you want to get down in the middle of that? They'll set your car on fire. They'll turn that shit over and set it on fire. Then climb a pole. I don't know, what's all that pole climbing shit? It'll cost $100 to park your car. Somebody will tip it over, set it on fire, and then climb a pole. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, we're at the end of this thing. A little long, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for everything. The next one will be over on Patreon, and if you want to hear that and you're not signed up already, it's easy to take care of it. It's at patreon.com/JeffK. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll gain access to every bonus episode, which is every week. I missed a week somehow back when I was on Myrtle Beach, but generally speaking, it's every week. And it's an extra episode for patrons only, full-length episode. The last one I talked about the Asheville adventure, the beer-spangled Asheville adventure. That's what the patrons get to hear. So $4 a month will do it at patreon.com/JeffK. And also you can call into the hotline and ask a question, make a suggestion, comment on something that I've said. The number, 570-290-8151. So if you'd like to do that, I'd appreciate it. I always love when people call in. And the website for expanded show notes, where I will eventually, and I say eventually because don't expect them all automatically. It takes a long time to post these pictures because I have to resize them and all this stuff. It's a pain in the ass, and my ass is already it's already beleaguered. It's been assaulted by these 12-hour drives. So anyway, surfreportpod.com is the website. So that's where the expanded show notes, pictures, links, etc. are located. So, all right, we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for listening. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, I hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see ya. Bye. I also feel like an ass pony.